Well, hey there. Twisted Sage here on this last day of sun and Cappy. Achievement. Moon's currently 19 degrees Leo. So I guess we're in a bit of a quincunxer day still. I suppose that, the moon will catch up to I think the moon will catch up to 29 before 29 degrees of Leo before the sun transfers over into Aquarius. A little shot here. Since we're looking at trees, the single tree would be Virgo, and then the whole rest of the forest, that's your Pisces. I guess Scorpio node might be my main topic on the moment. That south node. So with the nodal switch, we're, as a collective, we were all supposed to be heading towards curiosity. Really data collecting. Pretty sure I want to say I pulled this one from David Palmer. That Gemini is the information slut. It's just grabbing it all. I don't have Gemini in my chart, but I do have a loaded third house. So I can sympathize with that. Collect. Info here, info there. Some of it's trash, but that's where the Virgo comes in, and but there's no Virgo energy. Anywho, so we were and we've seen a collective fall of higher learning with the South Node in Sagittarius and beliefs. So now we have Pluto ruled South Node. So this next year and a half is really going to be releasing all of our toxic ways. I'm sure many taboo topics will come up, sex scandals. See, because Scorpio rules our boundaries. It's also can be where you perhaps merge with another soul completely. So, yeah. Taboos. What is taboo to you? In today's modern world, to not see somebody, for some it might be to not go in public without a mask. Like, it's a serious taboo for them now. But if you really want to get deep, like, what's some extreme taboos? Sex with your cousin. Those kind of things. Maybe child sacrifice kind of situations come up. I foresee some deaths. This might be a heavy year for deaths. We also, in a year's time, I haven't checked exactly, or I have checked, I can't remember. Oh wow, I think it is in Aquarius season next year. We will have Pluto dip its tip into Aquarius. And it's probably going to come with some serious mental overload. And we'll deal with the collective purging, since it's in Aquarius. Yeah, substance abuse is probably going to be in another record all-time high. You know, one of the things I've noticed since the pandemic was, I'm sure I spoke on it before, but like an increase in alcohol sales, people jumping back into cigarettes who maybe hadn't been smoking for years, deal with the stress. I mean, I suppose recently spoke to a friend who's down in Mexico, and sounds like the vibration there is a bit more relaxed than, say, the States. We're probably a bit more on edge. I'm thinking about where Pluto lines up for me, and with this new South Node change, diet obviously is still an ever unevolved thing in my world. It's tough to, when you've been trained and allowed to eat a certain way your whole life, and you weren't really properly taught that you're poisoning the shit out of your body by consuming all these tasty sauces and fried potatoes and the convenience that of food. I mean, that's why the search to have the tool of finance for myself, so perhaps I can focus. I mean, I guess I hear myself, it's like, oh, anything can be an excuse, but when the external world's pushing and pulling and asking, but your internal world needs needs you to care about it and give all your focus there. You just feel that. I just feel always pressure. Grand fixed cross. Edge, baby. Yeah, so recently, was it, I haven't looked at what was going on that day, but someone I know, kid that's only like 17, just recently had one of his friends commit suicide. Again, that's always a water thing. And then perhaps mixed in with a bit of fire, passion and emotion, but there's always this undertone of inescapable emotion, I would say, from experience of having a lot of emotion and experience a lot of more than I can count people who have taken their own lives, or more than a handful that I know of. I was able to check the kid's chart some. I don't know his rising. From the look of his face, I might say some Scorpio rising. Maybe Taurus rising, the opposite polarity. But he was a Leo, with a bunch of Cancer. So I'm thinking there was like his Juno, his Venus. He had Jupiter there and the North Node there, and they're all pretty tight orb, like 5 and 8 degrees. I think 2 of them were 5 and the other 2 were 8. So that Cancer full moon. And then he had something in Capricorn that was closer to what the sun degree was. So when that full moon was 27 degrees Cap. And the moon, obviously 27 degrees Cancer. So maybe when the moon hit right around my moon at 2 degrees Cancer, there was this sudden buildup of emotion. And then even though the nodes weren't in Scorpio Taurus axis yet, it was close enough still that, and he had an Aries moon, so that's impulsive action. And the moon doesn't like to be in Aries, so overwhelming. Anywho, I'm definitely feeling the emotions. Now, with Jupiter heading ever on at one point, I want to say it's going to be on a rampage towards Aries, and so sports is probably going to take a real big peak. People hitting the gym. We should all probably make some space to exercise for our health, especially in such erratic, mentally heavy and emotionally heavy times. You must make space to nurture yourself. I know it's been a couple months now in the gym. Maybe no significant muscle growth yet, but it is making me feel better. It is helping my mental and just process. I'm of the type that when I stress, I gain weight. And the most I ever weighed was when my former partner, Cassie, and I were pregnant with Jaden. I had 2 jobs. I didn't have a license, so I was riding bicycles, waiting tables. So, if you've ever served, you're moving and grooving. But I weighed 280 pounds. So, obviously, it didn't matter how much I was moving. The stress was more than was making me gain weight. So recently, I was up to like 252, doing a lot of blizzards, a lot of milkshake action, and eating to process emotion. And I was up to 252. I started hitting the gym. Might even gained a little, but then once. So when sunrise picked up and I was, in 2 weeks, I lost 20 pounds. So now I'm down to about $135 or $235, and definitely feeling better. But the diet. For me, it's big. See, because Pluto's in my 6th house right now. On top of my Venus, it's in the 6th house. So doubling up, down the South Node's going to really ask me to purge my diet and eating habits. To keep this vessel running clean, running healthy. All right. Thanks for joining me. If it doesn't help you, it's therapeutic for me. So thank you, and start that out.